All right. I think we are live on Facebook. Welcome, everybody. It's Friday. It is the end of the day, and it is time to take a look at JWB's Property of the Week. My recommendation on a currently available property here from JWB, a turnkey rental property where you can get positive cash flow and you can be in a position for long-term home price appreciation here in my favorite market, hopefully your favorite market, Jacksonville, Florida. So I'm going to be doing a breakdown of the property with you here. We're going to take a look at a few different things. I'm going to tell you some things I love about the property. We're going to be talking about some of the things that you might not know about it, and I'm going to guide you on how you should make your decision. So without further ado, we're going to do a little screen share here. If you have any questions, I appreciate all of you being here with me on the walk and talk, and as I do these on Friday. If you have any questions, fire them in the comments. I'm going to be checking my phone here and try to get to your questions live, and if not, I'll get to them in the comments afterwards. And if you'd like to be a part of this live property breakdown, we do it every Thursday. We do it live on the Not Your Average Investor show. And it's a great time. We have 30 to 50 clients and potential clients there firing questions left and right. So if you want to be a part of that, register for the show. You can do that at jwbshow.com. And without further ado, let's get this screen share started here. And we will try to go there. All right, so we've got the wrong one showing. Hang on a second here. Let me do a little screen share. There we go. That's the one we needed to do. All right, so hopefully you guys now can see this property here on San Juan. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And the first thing that probably catches your eye is because we are, as human beings, more in tune to look at pictures. You see this is a new construction house. Right? JWB builds new construction homes and we rent them out and they become passive income streams for our clients. Clients live all over the country, all over the world. They choose to invest here and it's a brand new construction house. So that's really appealing because that gives you lower maintenance and vacancy cost. Lower maintenance and vacancy cost are how you win in rental property investing. And you get that with brand new construction. So let's take a look at some of the numbers here. And this is very clear to see why I chose this one for you guys. JWB consistently produces assets that return between 9 to 11% just based on the cash flows, not including any home price appreciation. So when we're looking here, I'm quoting this conventionally financed purchase. These other two return calculations and cash flow calculations are based on if you're buying it in a different way. If you're buying it with cash or if you're buying it with non-recourse financing, we're not going to talk about those. What I'm talking about here is 9 to 11% if you're buying it with a conventional loan. And so we are just at about 11%, which is at near the top for a return on investment estimate there. And we're over $300 a month in cash flow. That is really hard to do these days. So that's why I love this one. Huge cash flow, over $300, which you don't see very often, and almost an 11% return on investment. We're going to take a look at how we get to those return on investment calculations, how we get to that cash flow. Let's take a look at the numbers here. So on San Juan, purchase price is $210,000. The median home price in Jacksonville is about $265,000 right now. So this is that below middle income neighborhood that we want to be in, which produces positive cash flow for you. And you get to ride the wave of home price appreciation because you're in a growth market like Jacksonville. 4 beds, 2 baths, a 2-car garage. We're estimating our monthly average rent at $1,524. The rent range is $1,499 to $1,549 based on our extensive experience in the neighborhood. You can see property taxes, homeowners insurance has already been quoted for you. Check out that low homeowners insurance number. $400 a year for homeowners insurance gives you all the protection that you need. It's low because it's brand new construction. That's one of the benefits of brand new construction. That's how we achieve positive cash flows in a growth market, which is very hard to do. You got your management fees here. You can see it was built in 2020, 1,760 square feet. All right. And when I'm talking about lower maintenance and vacancy costs, this is really what I mean. You know, a typical rental property will generally have about 12% of the gross rents collected in the form of expected maintenance and vacancy costs. Ours, based on our historical performance, come in at 7%, 3% for vacancy, 4% for maintenance. So that's one reason why we're able to produce positive monthly cash flow and get you almost an 11% return. Again, it's really hard to do that in a growth market. but we can do that here in Jacksonville. All right, so let's take a deeper look here. So we've talked a lot about, well, let me stop the share here. All right, so when you look at a property like that and you get excited about the return on investment, you should be thinking about the team that is there that has the experience that can actually produce that for you, because it is not hard for any joker out there to put a property evaluation together, right? That shows an 11% return. But does that team actually have the track record, the experience, the credibility to actually perform? Because the only thing that actually creates cash flow in your bank account and a return on investment for you is the team. The team is what delivers it. So one of the things you should be asking somebody if you're thinking about investing with them is, show me your track record of success in that neighborhood. And that's what I wanted to show you here on San Juan. All right, let's do the screen thing again here. There we go. All right, so what I'm showing you here is a map of Jacksonville, and all of these little data points here are all of the homes that our clients have purchased as turnkey rental properties here in Jacksonville with us. Been in business for about 15 years now, and there's over 2,000 rental properties that have been purchased. And we only focus here in Jacksonville. It's all we do. So we have this really cool map of our footprint in Jacksonville. You can see where we put all of our purchases. You can see where we've identified the cash flow sweet spot neighborhoods, and you can see where we have identified that we don't want to invest in cash flow sweet spot neighborhoods, right? These neighborhoods over here are near the beach, right? Are there opportunities to buy positive cash flow properties near the beach? No, not very often, not in many, many years now. So you don't see activity over here. Here is where we want to be. Here is where we want to be. These below middle income neighborhoods where you get positive cash flow. So San Juan is this property right here. This is San Juan. All right, right in the heart of the north side. I mean, there are literally hundreds of rental properties right in that neighborhood that we currently manage. We know the rent rates for them. We know how to fill the homes with great residents. We know how to take care of those residents. So when it comes to establishing the rent rate for you, it is not a guess. In fact, you can look here, and I pulled some of the other rent rates. I mean, this is just within a few streets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we probably have about 15 homes within a few streets that are currently rented. So that's how we know that the rent rates are $15.24 as an average rent rate here on San Juan. All right, something else cool that you'll be able to see here. So this is our 3D virtual tours. We use these to be able to show the homes during COVID times so that residents can do self-assisted showings and can get excited about self-assisted showings by looking at a 3D virtual tour even before they go and do the showing. So I wanted to show you this. Now, let me show you one thing here. Okay, as I turn around here, you're going to see that this street's a little bit busier, right? This is San Juan. It's a little bit busier, right? Now let's talk about a busier road. All right, let me stop the share there. So some investors say, well, should I invest in a neighborhood or in a property that's on a busier road? Here's what it all comes down to is your rent rate and your ability to determine the rent rate. For busier roads, I have a lot of experience doing this with my own inventory and with clients who have purchased properties on busier roads. In fact, I pulled some of the examples here that we'll go over in just a second. So busier roads have positives and negatives, right? The positive is that you're going to put a sign out there, you're going to do your online advertising, and you're going to get a lot more eyeballs looking at this home for rent. Now, that's a good thing, right? A bad thing is that homes that are on busier roads sometimes don't appeal, most of the times don't appeal to people with young families or with pets. And so you're going to turn off some people. Net, it's going to be an opportunity for you to rent the home. And, I won't say that it is easier to rent a home that's on a busier street, but it's certainly not harder, right? You have more eyeballs, and then some of the eyeballs are not as interested. But overall, it comes down to your ability to rent that home for the desired rent rate and keep a resident in place. You got to know how to do that. And how do you do that? Well, you have to have a lot of experience. So I'm going to take you on a little tour here to see some other JWB clients that have already invested in other homes that are on busy streets. Okay. So let me show you here. Well, let's take a look at Wilson Boulevard. Wilson Boulevard here. All right. So I'm looking, let me start out here again. We're on the west side here. Let's see, am I sharing my screen here? Nope, I'm not sharing my screen. I need to do that. All right, so now we're looking at the west side here again. These these little highlighted ones are on Wilson Boulevard. Wilson Boulevard's right here. San Juan's up here. So same neighborhood on the west side, a little bit down, a little bit south of it, but very, very similar. And we have Wilson Boulevard, which is a little bit busier street, just like San Juan. We have 11 homes, as you see here, as I'm highlighting them, 11 homes right on Wilson Boulevard, a busier street. Guess what? All 11 of these homes are currently rented. Let me show you what Wilson Boulevard looks like. This is Wilson Boulevard, okay? These new construction homes are the ones that we built and that are currently rented and performing positive cash flow for clients. So they're all rented, they all hit their desired rent rates, and it's a win. Now, it's exactly what I was talking about. More eyeballs, some are not as interested, but net, it is certainly an opportunity to deliver positive cash flow. So there you have it. You have some examples right there, right down the road. Wilson Boulevard's probably even a little bit busier than San Juan. If I look at it, well, it's about the same, right? Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Comparing apples to apples there, basically the same thing as San Juan, as what you see on Wilson, and the model works. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of confidence right there. All right, so I wanted to show you one last thing as we wrap up here. And a lot of clients say, well, I'm really interested in positive cash flow. I don't know how to think about home price appreciation. I'll stop the screen share there. All right. So they say, I want positive cash flow. I don't know how I think about home price appreciation. They say, well, why would I come to Jacksonville to invest if I can get slightly better return on investment from the cash flow in a low price market like Cleveland or maybe like a Kansas City, right? Where you can get a better rent to price ratio there. So why do people come to Jacksonville? Well, let me show you this. This is going to really, I think, blow your mind. Okay. And I think it's going to make it very, very simple to understand. All right, I'm going back to the eval right now. And thank you everybody for walking with me here and watching the reveal of the property of the week here. What we're doing here is we're looking at this home on San Juan Avenue. We've seen that it delivers an 11% return on investment from the cash flows and from tax savings and from principal pay down, but it does not include home price appreciation. You're able to get over $300 a month in cash flow. That's why I'm making it the property recommendation of the week. All right. Now, Jacksonville's historical home price appreciation since 1991 has averaged 4.3% per year. So what that means is if you're investing for a full market cycle, you can count on home price appreciation. History shows us that home price appreciation happens and it comes back to the norm if you give it a full market cycle. This happened even though we went through the Great Recession. If you look at the full market cycle from 2001 to 2020, we are just above 4% average annualized appreciation in Jacksonville. And that was about the biggest up and down that you're going to find, right? So this is what happens. You have to be involved for a full market cycle and you can count on home price appreciation. It is not speculative. So if we put 4.3% here, that jumps your overall return on investment up to about 26.5%. Now that's huge. Now we don't tell people to expect this when you're buying because I don't know how long you're going to hold on to it and I want to be conservative with your return estimates. But the reality is that this is your profit potential. This is your return on investment potential. Now, going back to when I did not include home price appreciation, you had about 11%. When I included home price appreciation, you had about 27%. So one thing that should jump out to you here is that the biggest component of your overall returns is actually your home price appreciation. I'm going to say that again. If you look back after investing in a rental property and holding on for 10 to 20 years, the biggest component of your return on investment is not the cash flow. It's the home price appreciation. So what that means is if you're looking at this with cash flow blinders on, you're saying you only want to pay attention to cash flow, you literally are missing the biggest component of your returns if you're planning on holding for a 10 to 20 year hold for a full market cycle. All right. So then the question is, why would I choose to invest in Jacksonville over Cleveland? Well, I happen to know Cleveland's home price appreciation rate since 1991. It is 2.3%. So if I put 2.3% here for Cleveland, this is returning about a 19% return. Now, maybe Cleveland can get a couple more points on appreciation than we can. So bump that up to maybe 21 or maybe 22% return on investment, including all of the profit centers. Well, if you have that same asset and it appreciates at 4.3% per year. That's a 27% return. And this is year one. Okay, I'm not showing you the benefits of compounding on this yet. But year one, you're earning over 5% more by focusing on investing in a growth market. So in a nutshell, that's why people come to Jacksonville. And that's why people accept slightly lower cash flows, still positive, but slightly lower cash flows in Jacksonville over a Cleveland, right? Because it's the total picture of all the profit centers. And again, if I was to build this out and show the cumulative effects of this over a 10 or a 20-year hold, it would get into the hundreds of thousands of dollars in real dollars that you would earn by making a choice to invest in a growth market. So there you have it. That's why folks choose to come to Jacksonville. This property here on San Juan is currently available. If you're interested in it, it's available. You can add it to your portfolio. You can drop me a line, drop me a comment. You can reach out to your portfolio manager here at JWB, or you can schedule a time to speak with my team by going to chatwithjwb.com. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. Take care, everybody.